Okay, a couple of things to talk about. First of all, we're on a new patch. And one of the things about the new patch is that it balances the blacksmith shop. So I'm assuming that means I won't be making a ton of money from the blacksmith shop anymore. It could be wrong, but still make a ton of money from the blacksmith shop. Might not be doomed to being poor now. Even if the blacksmith shop at this point only makes half the amount of money that it used to, we still got almost 10 G's in the bank to live off of. So I'm not too worried about that. I did think it was making a bit more money than it should, but we'll just have to see how that goes. Second, I don't know if you call this an announcement, but there was a bug. This is a new patch. Most of the stuff in the patch doesn't seem to affect us much. But, I said, one of the things in the patch was a fix for the homestead or hearth home. There was some sort of tavern that we have seen before that was spawning outside the map. So it wasn't a secret tavern like I had thought it was, like I had hoped it was. It was just a bug. But these things happen. The game is still, believe it or not, this game is still technically in early access. I've got almost 100 hours into this game, maybe 100 hours, and it's still considered early access. So, not bad, I would say. There was also some changes made to blacksmithing. Let's go look, well, let's do this. We can look at our orders. What's our longest order? So, zinc charm. We need to make something that's a sword thing. So let's check. Let's make a sword. We'll go ahead and make a zinc sword. Everybody loves those. We'll start off with 3-star ore. Now apparently you can get, if you fill up these bars, I don't know if it's this one, but it's like if you fill up the durability bar, which we can do a little bit easier now that we have more strength. And I think it says that it gives the item a bonus star quality. So we're almost there. Okay, so we're already at max. So as long as we don't bonk this one up, we should get a bonus star rating. Maybe we can't make gummy mushrooms, because we need a 5-star gummy mushroom. And I don't know what the green is in this one. It says if we get this in the green, then we gain an extra star. But I don't know what the green... I guess if that bar up there... And so durability is max, that's fine. But what about sharpness? It didn't tell us anything about sharpness. So is that a bug? I don't know. It didn't mention sharp. Normally it tells us durability there. So what's up with that? What's the deal with this sharpness? It didn't tell us our sharpness. So maybe we've discovered the first bug, this new patch. Isn't that awesome? Anyway, we'll put those 2 in there. It didn't say anything about making 2 of them, but there they are. There they are. So we're just gonna leave them be. Well, let's see what happens when we make a non-sharp. So let's make a charm. Make a copper charm. Everybody loves copper charms. We'll start off with the lowest we can do. We'll start off with 1 star. 1 star copper. We'll do this. Do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I have another thing I need to talk about here in just a second. Let's see what happens when we do this first. So there's that. There's that. It was also nice of Dawn, one of our longtime viewers, to notice that we're almost up to 100 subs. I haven't mentioned it, and I'm not trying to sound conceited or anything, but I did have another channel once that was pushing 10,000 subs before I stopped doing that channel, because it was absolutely not a gaming channel. Still out there. I'm not going to link to it or anything though. It's still out there. Still get some views. It didn't have anything to do with gaming or anything fun. Just had to do with, not prank calls, but calling up scammers and messing with them. That was taking up too much time, and so I just stopped doing it. So this was going to the shelf. There we go. And for those of you out there, I was doing it long before Kit Boga was doing it. Thank you. And so we're going to go back. So I didn't really notice that much there. Who's this old fellow? Goodness gracious, Toby Jug. In that outfit, he looks like... I guess it's because it's nighttime. He looks like he's death warmed over. Okay, so here's the other thing I want to talk about. For those of you that care, is that as some of you know that I've been working on getting my pilot's license for the past almost a year now. Coming up on a year. And I've gotten to the point where I could fly the airplane by myself. I didn't have my actual license, but I could fly the airplane by myself. You know, if my flight instructor signed off on it, I could fly within, like, you know, 100 miles or so of where I live, which is a lot of fun. But I've decided to no longer do it. And there's a couple of reasons why. Let me check this here. One of the reasons, obviously, is money. It costs a lot of money for flight training. As you know, I'm a teacher. Some of you might know I'm a teacher. Spring break is starting tomorrow. One of the things I looked up, right, so I had some lessons, some flying lessons scheduled for over spring break, and what I was supposed to do was called my long cross-country solo, which would have been a 150-mile flight completely by myself, going to 2 different airports and then back home. Plus some general, we need to see if we can go get some elderberry. We need to find some pumpkins. We can't even grow, well, we can grow pumpkins in the greenhouse, right? Can we order pumpkins? We have a pumpkin, but we need 3-star pumpkins. And we can't order 3-star pumpkins yet. So I had 5 or 6 lessons, well, actually 7. I had 7 lessons, some of them very long, scheduled for spring break. And today, when I was considering not doing the flying stuff anymore, I did some math. And so for the lessons, for the same amount of money that I was doing these lessons over spring break, I could have flown first class to Las Vegas for 3 nights and stayed in the Bellagio. If you've never been to Vegas, Bellagio is one of the nicer hotels down there. It has a very nice fountain in front of it. But for about the same amount of money, I could have flown first class to Vegas, stayed in a very nice hotel, stayed there for 3 nights, and then come home. Now, I know you're thinking, that's not the same. It's just not the same. Well, there's another thing about the money, is that just for me to stay what you would call proficient. Let's say I had my license, and I wanted to stay proficient so that I could go and fly my airplane whenever I wanted to and feel comfortable about it. That was going to be at least 2 times a month that I was just going to have to go, at least 2 times a month that I was just going to have to go rent a plane and just fly around a little bit just so I can maintain proficiency and feel comfortable myself in doing so. Because it's not like, you know, a car, you know, I drive a car every day, and even on, you know, there's been days when there's been days when I've driven a car basically all day. You know, sometimes you go on trips or whatever. So there's been days when I've literally driven a car for 10 hours. So staying proficient in a car is not really that difficult. Staying proficient in an airplane is very expensive. And like I said, that's just staying proficient. So like right now during the school year, when I don't have time to just grab an airplane and go flying off on vacation, you know, I would still be spending, you know, $400 to $500 a month just to go, as they say, burn holes in the sky, just so I could stay proficient in flying the airplane, so that I would feel comfortable and so that, you know, I would be qualified to carry passengers if I ever wanted to, which that wasn't really what it was all about. What else was there? Oh, look at these things. I don't know what they are, but they're interesting. What else was there? There was also the matter of... Right, that's 2 elderberry. We need 1 more elderberry. Surely there's another one down here somewhere. And so then Alright, so also where I live is a beautiful place to live. I love where I live, but as far as flying, it's not the greatest country, not the greatest part of the world to go flying over. It's not very interesting to fly over southern Indiana, which I've discovered. I've been doing a lot of stuff in elderberry. It's only 1 star. Heartroot seed, muck lucky. We don't need any of this stuff. We'll take this shatter with ore. In Flight Simulator, I found out, I've been flying around a lot locally in Flight Simulator and have an okay computer, and it's just not a very interesting area to be flying around in. It's mostly flat or small hills. There's not a whole lot to see. Now, like if I lived in Florida where I could fly around the beaches and stuff like that, that would be another thing. At least there would be at least one more check in the old box for keeping it. And so then you think, well, I mean, if you had your pilot's license, then you could go to Florida on vacation. You could drive down to Florida or take a cheap Spirit Airlines flight down to Florida, right? Go down there and rent an airplane and fly around there. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Yes, that would be a lot of fun, but it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. And unfortunately, I got 1-star elderberries, which are garbage. I'm going to have to come back here in a few days when these elderberries, or maybe it's because I have my lantern on. I don't know. But you could just go to Florida and rent an airplane, right? Well, technically, yes. But even if you have a private pilot's license, it's not like Hertz Rent a Car. If I show up for Hertz, if I go to Enterprise or wherever to rent a car, they're like, here, dude, show us your credit card. Here's a car. It's not like that with renting an airplane. You basically have to go and you have to get checked out on the airplane, which means I would have to go to Florida and then spend 2 to 3 hours proving to the people down there that I know how to fly the airplane so that I could rent the airplane. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not dissing my flight school, but a lot of these planes that are owned by these flight schools are not the greatest things in the world. I mean, I'm sure they're safe, but it's not like renting a car. I can go and rent a very nice car for a pretty decent rate. But if I want to rent, anything other than the Toyota Corolla of the 1992 Toyota Corolla of the, flying world, then you're talking some serious bucks. You're talking, almost $300-400 an hour to rent one of those planes. And then that's, and that's just to rent, $200 or $300 an hour just to prove to this place that I can actually fly the plane, and they should feel comfortable letting me do it. Goods market, 7 a.m. So I need to go and see if I can get some seeds. So yeah, that was a lot of words. And there was also the matter, some of you may know that I have children, and they're not really children anymore. I have 2 daughters, and I remember being their age, and when you're that age, you never want to ask for money from your family. So sometimes you need money, but you don't ask for it. So I'm just going to use that money that would be used on... All right, we got some lettuce seeds. The money that we would need, the money that we'd be using for my airplanes, I can use to help take care of my daughters better and to make their lives better. So yeah, flying was always just going to be an expensive hobby, and it's just come to the point where I realize it's very selfish for me to do it. There's so many better things. Honestly, there's things I could do with the money better for myself, and many things I can do better for my family. And while I can afford, I'm not bragging or anything, but while I can afford the flight lessons, I can afford the flight lessons, but not a whole lot of other extra things in my life. There's things in my life I'd like to have, like video games and video cards. So I can play my video games even better, but now it's like I can't really upgrade my video card because I'm like, well, that's money that I can't use on... That's money that I can't use for flying if I buy a new video card. And video cards can be quite expensive even though they're coming down in price now. So there's no lettuce seeds here. Did they change the... Okay, I don't know if they changed the icons or if my computer is agreeing with me that I need to upgrade my video card. Over here, cut these down, see if we can get some more lettuce seeds. Wheat, I don't need wheat. The curse. Wheat is a curse. We can't go straight. Oh, we need a fine fare anyway. So yeah, that's that. And plus, shh, don't tell my dad. Don't tell my dad this. What really got me thinking about it was, there's that again. There's been a couple of times in the past couple of months, not many, nothing to worry about, don't freak out. There's been a couple of times in the past 2 months where I've just suddenly almost fainted for no reason. Where I was just, like recently, I was just standing outside with some of the students, and I was talking to one of the students, and then just all of a sudden the world just went black. And luckily I didn't actually pass out. And the girl that I was talking to didn't really notice anything because she was talking and then she was done talking. You know how kids are. And she walked away, but she didn't even notice that I had gone completely sheet white and had to lean up against a door to not drop on the ground. And that's the second time that's happened. And so that's kind of put a bit of a fright in me. If it was just a matter of me, you know, maybe I would consider flying still, but it's not just a matter of me. All right, there's always a possibility that I could be at, you know, I could be in the airplane and then pass out and then crash. And, you know, which would be unfortunate. I obviously don't want to die. But what's always matters to me most is that I don't want to hurt anybody else. And so if I crash, you know, I could cause hurt to somebody on the ground. I crash. Somebody could get hurt trying to come and rescue me if I was still alive somehow after the crash. My crash could disrupt airport traffic, which could cause secondary issues. So, you know, it's just, you know, it's kind of along that, you know, it's just like, basically the universe is saying, you've done some amazing things with flying. I've done stuff with flying that most people are never, ever going to do. You know, I've made long flights by myself in airplanes, completely under my control, which is something that most people are never going to do. So I can feel good about it. It's not like I'm not giving up on something. I'm not chickening out. I'm not doing it because I'm chicken. I enjoy flying. Just that I really, at this point in my time, this point in my life where I live, I just don't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to do. If I was going to be airline pilot, then maybe it would be worth continuing on, but I'm not. So that's it. That's the long and short of it. Flying for fun is very expensive. Very expensive. Like somebody said, one of the pilots on Reddit said that they have friends always asking them if they can fly them to Florida for $300, like you can do with like Spirit Airlines or something like that. The guy says, sure, I can fly you to Florida for $300 as long as we take off in Florida. So yeah, I mean, it's not an economical, it's not an economical way of traveling or anything like that. It's just something totally to do for fun, and the numbers just don't add up anymore. It just doesn't add up anymore. So that's that. So you're going to be stuck with me doing a lot more, making a lot more videos. I'm having a lot more time for that now. Because then we'll be doing flight lessons and won't be studying as much. I mean, I'm going to have, I'm definitely going to have another weird hobby. It's what I do. So I'll find something to do that's interesting that I can ramble on about. I love cooking. You know, maybe I'll start talking about my cooking more. Sure, you'll all love to hear that. I thought about trying to make some of these recipes in this game. And so, is it Vale that... Alright, so Ember is going to go to Vale. Alright, and so where are we going to send Spock? What if we sent Spark to a dungeon? That would be quite interesting. Well, we can't go to dungeons. Can only go to Civilized Quill, and Tyrannodag, and Airgreen. So is this our Summerdown kid? Spark, goes to Summer Down. I'm gonna take a sword and fishing pole. Alright, so all the kids are off on their little journeys. They're off on their little sojourns. They're not really gaining any experience doing anything else though, are they? Alright, so what were we gonna work on? So you watched me do a bunch of nonsense. So we were gonna work on skills a little bit, so we don't... So we got our lettuce planted. That was good for the gardening, right? What's good for the goose is good for the gardener. So we just gotta wait for a little bit more lettuce and then we should be good. The parsley. Yeah, so we just gotta wait for our lettuce to get done. We need 3 more heads of lettuce and then we'll be able to get the never rot. And then we'll be able to unlock and see what's down here. Fish. So we need the minnows. We don't have enough minnows yet. We got 7. We need 10. 10 of those. 10 minnows. We need 10 moonfish. We need 1 more 2-star moonfish, which one of our children should be bringing back from us shortly. So we need some minnows. Need some minnows and some more rainfish. We need 2 more rainfish. And guess what? Who has the power? Did you see that fox? Was it a fox or a squirrel? There's something there. A little bit of fishing of our own for once. We haven't done any fishing in a long time. Let's see if we can get a rainfish. Our blizzard staff. We haven't done that in a little while, have we? That was a lot of fun. What happens if I do a blizzard here in the middle of the... What happens if I do a blizzard in the middle of the summer? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? So there's our rainfish. How many rainfish did we need? Alright, let's check. I mean, this could be already done. Fishing, and we needed 10 rainfish, and now we've got 10 rainfish. So now we just need 1 more moonfish and 3 more minnows. I think the minnows only grow during the daytime. Nope, turn off. Oh, there's that turn off. There we go. So let's check and see if we have a proverb about it. Probably do. So let's lore books, proverbs for fishy wishies, minnows. Minnows only in spring. They give us a bonus thing. Minnows may be very small, but they make your friendship tall. And summer downs, shallow little ponds. Only as the great sun rises. Okay, so during sunrise in summer down. So that's where we need to go tomorrow. So we can't do anything about them right now. What about the other fishing skills? You know, that's what we're working on this incarnation. So we need barbels. Got lots of things. We need flagfish for windy days. Lorianth are only in one day. And so salmon. Salmon is the only thing we can really get. This is almost all that. So cooking. We need another. We need still need 1 more elderberry. And our pumpkins, we have the pumpkin seeds. The soup allard's been taken care of. One thing at a time. Swords, we're not worrying about this because we've got so much stuff to do. Let me go ahead and start turning those things in. Exploration. So we still need our whistle root for that. We have no idea where to find this thing. And what was this? This might not be too bad. Heart roots. So we don't have enough of the heart roots yet. But we know where to get the heart root seeds. One thing at a time, people. One thing at a time. You people are constantly trying to distract me with nonsense. Look at all the... Are these any of these people still alive? We still gotta do the puppygram. We still need the golden egg. 5-star rainbow mushroom. 10 pumpkins to frog. Risky biscuit. Fish from afar. Look at all this stuff. Herb voracious. Dank moss. Do we have any dank moss yet? Let's see if we can get some of these out of our hair. If we indeed even have hair. If food, is dank moss considered food? Look at all that. So now we just need to go see Holly Kettle if she's still alive. And I believe she is, since they haven't. So Holly Kettle's only 48 years young. I'm still sure that her milkshake still brings all the boys to the yard, as the kids say. Still she's turning heads. Let's go find her. I know she's over here somewhere. Holly Kettle, right there in Candlewich West. Fine old Candlewich West. 2 p.m. She's probably not home, though. That one of the Scrumpies? Oh, everybody does love me, don't they? So he's home. The complaint lodged a boiler house, so she lives down here. There's really nothing that she can give me other than maybe a kiss on the cheek. Just gonna drop this up to her. I spent a lot of time in this episode rambling about myself. But I know that's why you're all really here. To hear about me. Not to watch some person play silly video games. What kind of adult watches another adult play video game? Don't worry, I'm just kidding. I know we all do. Where are you at, Holly? Normally she's here hanging out here getting wasted. Unless she works in one of the other places. Does she work for me now? Did I hire her? Is she one of my employees now? Oh yeah, she's one of my employees. Okay, so gift. Herb Voracious. This, she already loves us. We're just going to give her the 1 star. Oh, just what I asked for. Got 8 brass. Ooh, we're not too far away from our next reputation level. Daisy Wood, the poor little bearded girl. What's happening? I need to ask them actually. Have you guys Shantarag? No, we don't have any Shantarag because we haven't figured out how to get to the stinking... Who's this fellow? That's what Roman salt looks like when he grew up. Hey, look at all the people. Dirty windows. I don't think so, mister. How are we running out of stuff so fast? Order stock. Okay, everything's arriving tomorrow. Okay, people, you just need to calm down. You just need to calm down, people. Why is it raining so much? Who made all this stinking rain? And what else is there? Become a legend. We know that. Herb Voracious, Shantarag, which we don't have. Shantarag, which we don't have. Strawberry Jam for John Bowes. Let's see if we can make some strawberry jam. Sleeper Zest. I think the jams are here. This cherry elderberry. Make sure we don't do that. So strawberry jam we can make. We're going to have to start digging up. Not digging up. We're going to have to start harvesting some more honey soon. Just for... Doesn't have to be anything particular good. Which jam is it? Okay, so this isn't the stuff that's too hard. I don't know if anything changed here in the patch. The patch mainly was just a couple of minor bug fixes, plus the blacksmithing balancing, which has probably ruined our lives. Here we go. In the pot it goes. Oh, I forgot about the heat. Forgot about the heat. I forgot all about that. Getting hot. There we go. It's going to cool it off a little bit. Turn the heat back up. Don't want it to get too hot. Don't want any smoke. A little bit of bubbly. There we go. It wasn't cold. You're cold. Did we get 2 or 1? Alright, we got 2 of them. That was garbage. Now we need to find John Bowes. But didn't he move in with... No, he's still in Cuckoo Wood. He's cuckoo for Cuckoo Wood. Hilarious. Ooh, look at that. A 5-star primrose. Because it was raining? I don't know. But I'll take it. Look at all that honey. Why does it say empty? We're collecting empty jars? That makes a lot of sense. So where's John Bowes? Lives around here. Maybe... Look, these have changed. Some of these icons have definitely changed. Like, what is this icon over here? I know this is that. I don't know what this is. Unless it's the... Our blacksmiths have gained a perk point, but I think that just means they have 1 perk point now. So what is that new symbol? Alright, so there's nothing here. I'm here, so what was that symbol? No, it's over there. It's a campfire. Okay, so the symbol's a campfire. Well, put me down for not liking the new icons. Anybody taking a survey? I'm sure nobody is. Put me down for not liking them. Why are you hanging out here? What is your problem, lady? We're here to see John Bowes. Alright. Run over time. We go turn this into Cuckoo Cabin and then... Be time to go to sleep again. The little deaths. Alright. John Bowes is not home, but his mailbox should be home. Yep, John Bowes. Let's jam! 1 strawberry jam. So we have 14 monies. And 20 reputation. Alright, that's it for this episode. Sorry for the rambling about myself. And I will see you in the next episode, dear friends.